enter a run from the grid to turn 1.
I will let you do the opening in a minute then. Once we go live, I'll introduce us both. Well, I've just clicked live now, and then I'll introduce us when we start here, and then you can lead away with that.
I am familiarized with a lot of drivers.
Okay.
Eckford and the Don, Scotty, Pink Eye, Cameron. No Fan Angle is good, nah? He's quick.
Yeah. I don't think he's as quick as what he is. I think he's struggling on this game, but. Alright, what's going on with my Twitch? Okay. Right, so we should be live. We're still waiting for the game to load up first.
100, yeah, you can bring us in, and then, yeah, I'll just jump in. You can welcome us in.
Alright, that's all loaded. Let me share it a second, and then we can start.
What season is this?
Season 8.
Season 8, round 1. And the league is, just hang on, I just want to set up my stream as well. The league is
CDR.
CDR. Season 8. Season 8. Sorry, I'm going to be done now. It's almost a given that the drivers on the grid today were kart racing as children, so they can enter the sport with as much experience as possible. In the 1950s, the average age of the drivers was 39, with 3 over the age. Just tell me when you're ready.
Yep, we can. That's all sorted out. Right, we can get started. So hello everyone, welcome into the stream. I am CDR Elite Hound, or Steve, and I am joined today with Ebola, and your name is...
Yeah, it's going to be Eben. Steve, good evening, and welcome to Season 8, Round 1, down at the Hungary ring. It's going to be a 2.7 mile track, taking about 50% full throttle. It's going to be high downforce for these drivers. Only 2 DRS zones, only the first one down the main straight being very effective. A 908-meter run down the main straight. And the grid, the grid from the first corner about 618 meters long. And really excited for this as we have some extremely quick drivers out there on track in Tier 1.
Nicely done. So looking at the tyre strats at the moment, we have Albie on the mediums and Colby on the mediums. Everyone else is set for the softs. We do have
I think Albie and Cole just getting a feel for the track on those mediums before they slap on a brand new set of softs down there in Quali 1 and just see if they can put some times on the board, some competitive times.
Yeah, I mean, I always I don't tend to take mediums through. I tend to take all softs through, but I mean, it's always handy to have an extra set of mediums for the race.
Well, Steve, I think with only 17 drivers on the grid so far, it's worth the risk. Maybe they might slot in a time good enough just to get themselves into Q2, and we'll only be losing 2 drivers down in Q1, if I'm not mistaken.
That's very true. I've just noticed we've got 17 drivers, so yes. Well spotted there. But Colby has switched back to the softs though, so it's only Albie on the mediums at the moment. He is on an outlap at the moment.
And we are in Budapest for the first round, and it's the purpose-built circuit was constructed outside the capital of Budapest. It's tight, it's slow, it's going to be narrow, and overtaking has always provided some challenges at the Hungary ring, despite there being 2 DRS zones. So expect to see a lot of action happening down the main straight. It's 980 meters, and also the best overtaking opportunity. And drivers will have to get it spot on, especially through the exit of 14, if they want to get a successful run and a slight overtake opportunity down the main straight.
Nice. We've got some laps coming in now. So we've got a 1:17.1 from Forguest. Valley with a 16.3. So he's right in there with a really fast lap compared to everyone else. Oh,
and if Racing 77 takes provisional pole position, well, it's provisional spot for the top 17 at the moment, and that might be a comfortable time to see him go through to Q1, Q2.
Yeah, looking at it, it's outstanding time compared to the other set so far. I mean, Dan's sat there in 1:16.7 in third, so Albie might not get through on these tyres by the looks of things.
Well, Scotty's making his way down the main straight now. It's only going to be good enough for a 1 minute 16.5, and the Ferrari boys slotting in a potential P3, P4 for the moment, and the Aston Martin of Osborne, I think, is making his way down the main straight, only starting a new flyer. Next to cross the line will be the MDG, good enough to go P8.
Yeah, we were 1:17.2. So, I mean, cut off at the moment is a bit hard to tell, but I think the 17.2 is going to be a good cut-off point here for top 15. It's always close here in Tier 1.
Have to agree with you as Sculpe now makes his way into the final sector, and his teammate of it's going to be Valley slots into the pits, and I don't think that's going to be needing another run for a new set of compounds. Maybe just put in another run on the same set. 1:16.3, I think that will be safe for Q2.
So watching Colby now come through the last corner at the moment. See what time he's going to set.
Down the main straight, and on those set of soft on a 1:17.1.
So he puts him sixth. It's a good time from Colby. I'll switch down to Ozzo, but Ozzo has invalidated. So his first lap is a no-go. So
Duxter is now in his Williams making his way into the pit, and he's closely followed by the Aston Martin. I think it's Ozzo Bozo, and yeah, he's with an invalidation, and his teammate of CPI Pink Eye, and we know he's got a significant amount of pace, only about to set his first flyer for the evening.
So we've got a few chat comments coming through on chat at the moment. So apparently we have an echo. So as we see Pink Eye spin, he span out of the last corner.
Into the barriers he goes. And what about is going to be the Alpha Tauri of Eckford Guest, who's already 1/10 down on his time, so he is improving as he crosses the finish line now. Good enough for a 1 minute 17.0, and P8 changes to, it's going to be P5.
It's a good time set from him. I'm not sure if the echo is going to be coming from yourself or if it's coming from me. Do I need to change something for this?
I'm not too sure. I can't slightly hear myself in the background.
So what I'll do is if I turn your mic down a little bit, if you can do commentary a sec while I turn the mic down so they got something.
Right, as we now spectate Teddy as he makes his way down to the final sector, and I saw a purple sector too, so he is flying on this first lap of this. As he now makes his way through 13, it's going to just lift and goes, just attack all the apex on the exit of this corner. DRS wide open, and he crosses the finish line. Good enough for P4 on a 1 minute 16.7. So good lap there from Teddy, and a very comfortable P4 for him thus far.
Right, so I've adjusted some of the some sound settings, so let's see if that's any better. If we can get some comments in on the chat to find out if the echo is any better.
Well, it says it might be mine. Let me just turn my mic down a bit.
So the other guy's E-Molar, he's you reserve. You're reserve, aren't you?
Yes, I'm going to be commentating here whenever I can.
Ideal. I think you joined last season halfway through, was it?
Yes, but unfortunately work duties made it a bit difficult.
Yeah, work gets like that, doesn't it?
It definitely does. And I am based in South Africa, so I'm 1 hour ahead of you guys at the moment. So, yeah. Right,
so
riding on board now with the McLaren of, it's going to be Wazzo.
Yep, same one as I'm riding on as he gets a bit slippery at the last corner.
Still a bit of an echo. I did turn the volume down of my mic.
I'll move mine a bit further away from my headset, see if that helps.
Yeah, me too. Right, so Steve now. The duck's there as he crosses the finish line right now, and he's only setting off for a new flyer right about now. So your top 5 at the moment is going to be If Racing Valley, Scotty Albie, and Pink Eye just crossing the finish line right about now. Good enough for a 1 minute 16.6, and we will see these times drop as soon as Q2 and Q3 starts.
Yeah, I mean, there's good time to set there for Pink Eye, since at the beginning of that lap was when he span. So he didn't get the full speed as we see Wazoo go off the track, but it still does a purple second sector. So I don't know how he managed not to invalidate there. But as IF Racing sets even quicker time with 1:16 flat. So we will see the drop. Sorry.
And I believe that is on the very same set of tyres, as those tyres are already 2 laps old. So If Racing setting quicker times on those set of all tyres, as Cameron now goes 1/10 quicker, and he goes on a 1:15.9.
I was just about to say, we're definitely going to see a 1:15 in this session, and Cameron Porter basically took the words out of my mouth.
Ducks there as he now makes his way around the final bend. DRS goes wide open, currently sat in P11, and that changes to P5, and he goes into the top 5 on a 1 minute 16.5. So not a bad lap from him as well there.
Yeah, and I mean, not too bad of a lap from Waz on those mediums.
On those mediums on a 1 minute 17.1, so he definitely has the potential to, especially around a high downforce circuit like the Hungary ring. I expect to see those times drop by a second and a half, at 1.2 seconds, and him getting into the 1 minute 15s himself.
I know, we just about watched Rabico, sorry, and he puts it third with 1:16 flat.
Not a bad lap.
So, what a good first lap for him.
So the Don in his Haas, slotting in on a 1 minute 16 flat, and we all know he also has a significant amount of pace, and definitely a contender to finish on the podiums down here season 8 round 1, and it's all to play for.
It is at the moment, and we're seeing Pink Eye down there, which is last year's champion, in 8th at the moment. So is he struggling with this track? Is he just not got the feel for it yet?
Well, you know, Pink Eye, I think that's just a little bit of mind games going on. You're just telling the drivers, I might not have the pace, but expect to see those times drop as soon as Q3 starts. I think Pink Eye will be a contender, maybe for, let's say, the front row of this grid, if he can put a decent lap together. As the Mercedes driver of Teddy now crosses the line. And that's good enough for a 1 minute. No, that's only good enough to start his new flyer.
So we see... Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, so we see Cameron Porter's retired in the pits, so he thinks his time's good enough to see him through, which I believe it is, to be fair, looking at the times. Tom Taylor, though, yet to come out the pits.
Tom Taylor yet to come out of the pits, maybe leaving it till last, just maybe saving those soft tyres, and I think he feels a little bit confident if he hasn't made his way out to the track yet. As Otto goes around the final bends of Sector 3, and he's going to start his new flyer. He's currently in the bottom 2, and he's going to be knocked out of Q1 if he doesn't improve on his time.
So we'll go right on board with Ozzo then, and see how he gets on.
So he now makes his way down the main straight, a 908-meter run down the main straight, and the best overtaking opportunity. It's not too much of a hard braking zone going into one. Just drop to second, third gear, get back onto the throttle as soon as possible, another assistance of DRS, and now it's going to be smooth sailings around the sweeping left-hand corners as he now goes, attacks the apex on entry, attacks it on the exit as well. A little bit scared to get onto the throttle, and that will compromise lap time, and I think he backs out of that lap. As he does.
That's also backed out. So we have
3 drivers of Cameron, If Racing, and the Don, and Scotty now retiring from the session, and they feel comfortable enough, and they think they will be going through to Q2, and I think they will be on those times.
As what Dan preparing for his flying lap, he does stop on track to get away with another car, and then he comes into the pits.
And Pink Guy now blasting his way down the main straight, and he sets off for a new flyer. So let's see if these sector times will be dropping, and if Pink Guy is playing mind games with the rest of the grid. He gets a very good exit out of one, loud out through two. Let's see how he takes the sweeping left on an off turn 4, as he does run a little bit narrow. Gets onto the throttle beautifully, flat out through 5 as well. And is it going to be a purple sector 1? Time will tell. And he improves on his time by only 2/100ths of a second, and not a purple sector 2. So Pink Guy not setting the pace.
He's got a bit of traffic coming up to at the moment.
Into the chicane section he goes now. Running in a little bit of dirty air, just behind Albie. But let's see how he manages.
I'm trying to work out if Albie's on lap. No, Albie's on the out lap. So Albie does move out the way now for Pink Eye, as Pink Eye does set fastest middle sector.
7/100ths faster on his previous lap. Still not good enough for provisional pole position, but it's all going to come down to the very tricky section of Sector 3. So he now makes his way into the pits, and I think that he's qualifying over, and he feels technically safe.
I think that was just a showboat lap. I mean, he could have set a time there, but he decides against it.
So Steve, Tom Taylor still stuck in the pits, and with about 3 minutes remaining, do you think he's going to come out to set a flyer?
I haven't got a clue. I mean, he's leaving it a bit late if he is. I don't see any movement in his garage. We do see Colpy's about to come out.
As I'm jumping to the Red Bull of Valley, he's only charging up that battery, already 7 seconds up on his time, so he's only recharging those batteries. And the McLaren of Wazo, making his way, runs very wide, and that will be not in tracking validation, but does compromise his lap time. Already 1 second up on his time, and now he invalidates.
So I'm running board with Albie at the moment. He's 0.032 up at the moment, so... But he sets purple middle sector.
Purple middle sector, and that is 1/100th of a second improvement on his previous time. So Sector 3, it seems where most of the drivers are struggling for maximum amount of pace as he makes his way around 14. And now Pink Eye retires from the session. He crosses the finish line, and does he stay P8? Yes, he does. 900ths up on his time, no improvements there. Oh! As Teddy takes a hard trip into the barriers, and that compromises his lap time, and he's going to have to go into the pits for a new front wing, as he completely wrecked that front wing on the entry of turn 4.
So we won't see Teddy improve them, because there will not be enough time to get in and out, as we've only got 1 minute 15 left on the session. But we do see Tom Taylor just about to start his first flying lap. So we will ride on board with him.
Interested to see. Maybe he's feeling confident around the Hungary ring, so let's see. Can he at least get a 1 minute 17 flat and get the jump on Colpay? But he's also about to start his new flyer, so it's going to be between these two drivers. Can Tom Taylor put in a magic lap and get out of Q1?
So we're riding on board with Tom Taylor at the moment. I think Colpay is the car behind, followed by a Aston Martin of, I believe, Bird.
And it is a purple sector 1 on a 27.2 as he now makes his way around the sweeping right-hander, gets onto the throttle extremely well, and he's got some confidence in that car. Into the chicane section right now, and he's absolutely flying, Steve.
Yeah, it looks like he's got that well set up around here. I must message him and get it set up.
Lifting, ghosting, not touching the brakes, and it's a purple sector 2 of a 54.1, and maybe that's why he left it to last, because he's got a lot of confidence around the Hungary ring as he now makes his way into turn 13.
He's got a lot of confidence on those curbs as well. He's taking a lot of curb.
Attacking the curbs, attacking maximum curbs on the exit. It's going to be good enough for its provisional pole position on a 1 minute 15.8 on his very first run. That's impressive stuff. And Tom Taylor tops the charts down in Q1 thus far.
What a time from Tom Taylor there, though. Leave it last minute, come out and just absolutely blitzes the field.
That will bring an end to Colpay's qualifying session, as well as Ozzo, as they will be knocked out of Q1, only P16 and P17 for the moment. And Eckford getting through by the slimmest of margins, just out qualifying Kolpe by 1/10 of a second. Well, less, 7/100ths.
So I'm on with Eckford at the moment, as he's going through the last sector now. He does have Albi, I believe, for company.
But I think Albi is... No, he's also on a fly as well. So he's already 11 seconds up on his time. So he's going into the pits. So Eckford, can he improve? No, goes into the pits and knows he's safe.
I believe that is it then.
He does know he's safe, and that'll be Kolpe in the Red Bull and Ozzo knocked out of Q1, and the remaining 15 will go to Q2. So, you know, Valley out-qualifying his teammate, and also Pink Eye out-qualifying Ozzo. So the head-to-head battle between those two, Pink Eye leads the charge to his teammate as well as Valley.
So Ozzo's commenting on the stream, saying that he's a second 7 off. We are waiting for the Ozone to join though. So Ozzo brings his own little fans. They're called the Ozone.
Well, qualifying always starts a little bit slow, but expect things to get heated up once Q2 and Q3 starts. And look at the gap between Tom Taylor and Cameron. And I think Tom Taylor has got the upper hand because that was only one lap he did. He waited about 16 minutes before getting out on track, and he slots into P1 for the moment in Q1 on a 1:15.8. Impressive stuff from Tom Taylor.
I believe though that was Cameron's only lap as well, wasn't it? No, Cameron did use 2 sets of tyres. I was wrong there.
Yeah, he did go out twice. And where is your champion of Season 7? He's only stuck in P11 for the moment. But as I said, Steve, I think he's playing mind games, and I think Pink Eye's got a lot more pace to offer.
Yeah, I mean, he did set a purple sector 2, 7 tenths up, and then pulled into the pits. So, yeah, there's some sort of mind games going there. But, I don't know, I think it's been close at the top this year.
Well, by the looks of it, it's going to be extremely close at the front. But anything can tell. We'll only see the true pace of these drivers once Q3 starts, and then you'll see these times dropping. And can you get into the mid 1:15s? I believe we will.
Oh, there's one of the Ozones. Zingway. He did say Ozzo, let's go. I did miss that. So that's one of the Ozone. So, will we see anyone use the medium tyres in this session? There is 2 people with them on, being Albi and...
and was
yeah. No, Albi's now switched to thing.
As now makes his way out of the pits on those mediums, and maybe a little bit of wishful thinking, or just getting a feel for the track. Maybe he's got the pace, you never know.
Well, he did set his time in Q1 on mediums. So this will be his second run on these mediums. So it must be just getting a feel of the track, for the grip.
Well, down in the Hungary ring, especially if you do see a late safety car, those a new set of softs will be very, very handy. And maybe just saving a soft for, you know, maybe just such an occasion if a safety car has to come out. As we have a lot of drivers out on track, and it will be Cameron that is going to be setting the pace. And he'll be the first one to set a time down in Q2. So can Cameron get back up the leaderboard and maybe stop the charts for Q2? Time will tell, as he now just lifts and coasts. Wants to get as much track as possible and as much speed going into 14. DRS wide open, and he goes down the main straight. So what times can Cameron put on the board? Time will tell after a minute and a half to go.
Oh.
As no fan has a moment in 14 into the barriers, and that's his qualifying over. And he'll start on P15.
Cody's doing a good job to get rid of that car. So we've got a few people out on the first laps now. I believe Cameron Porter will be the first one to cross the line.
And the way he attacks the chicane section of 7 and 8, it runs a little bit wide into 9, attacks the apex on exit and entry through 11, and it looks like a very solid lap so far from Cameron. Really pushing for all his might, but I think he's got a little bit more pace, just getting a feel for the track. It's going to be purple sector 2, but of course he is the first driver to set a time on the board, as he now makes his way into turn 13. He gets a beautiful acceleration out of these corners. Let's see how he manages to take 14. Runs a little bit wide. He wants it to take as much track as possible. Attacks the apex on entry. And that's good enough for a 1 minute 15.9, matching the time he did in in Q1.
Yes, very much so. I'll just jump on the board with THX, and he has invalidated. So I'm going to switch back to Albi at the moment. But we do see... Bird there with a 1:17.3.
As we go to Tom Perry, not leaving it till last this time around. He's already out on track. And as Wazo, on a set of mediums, goes quicker than Eckford and Bird on a 1 minute 17 flat. That's an impressive time, and expect to see him definitely going to the 1 minute 15, Steve. Once those softs go on.
That is a good time on those mediums, and yeah. As I said before, I believe it's a used set of mediums as well. Because I don't think you can put 2 sets through.
That is an old set of mediums. I have to agree with you. And Wazo, in that McLaren, he means business and making a statement. But both McLarens out on the mediums. Yeah, but THX is into the pits.
Yeah, THX has just put the mediums on. So, as we just see Hanky have a moment. So that's this lap. Gone for Hanky, but he's now driving off to get out of the way. So I'm going to ride aboard with Tom Taylor, the star of Q1.
As he makes his way now into the first sector, it's going to be Tom Taylor. Will he put that car top of the tables once again? It's not going to be a purple sector 1, and he invalidates as he runs wide through the entry of 5.
Yeah, he's really pushing it now, isn't he? He's not feeling as confident in Q2 as what it was in Q1.
So you'll see him recharge those batteries. Maybe he fueled the car enough for 2-3 laps. Time will tell. But I expect to see Tom Terry put a very competitive time on the board and moving his way up into Q3.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment we've got Dustar there as well in P2. So we've got Williams first and second, which is nice to see.
As the Dawn. Oh, sorry, Steve. He goes on a 1 minute 15.7, and that's the new benchmark.
Yep, I was literally just about to say exactly the same thing. It's just, as I was speaking, he's waxing the time, as we now have another person putting on the mediums. I mean, it's a bit late in the session, I think, to be running the mediums, but each to their own.
It is a bit late to run the mediums. It is a bit overcast. And look at Eckford Guest slotting in a purple sector 2. So does he have the pace to get himself at least up into the top 5 as he goes into 14 right about now? DRS will be activated. It's not going to be good enough for pole, but can it be good enough for top 5? Yes, it is, on a 1 minute 16.8, and a massive improvement on his time. Good lap from Eckford.
That was a good lap. It is looking overcast, I do agree. We haven't had a forecast, so we don't know if there's any rain. So if there's any drivers in chat, if you could pop in the forecast, that would be fantastic.
As Scotty now makes his way down the main straight, and that is only starting his first flyer of the session. It's still THX, Teddy, Scotty, Tom, and Pink Eye yet to set a time as he now makes his way through the chicane section of 7 and 8 is Pink Eye. The Dawn into the pits, he goes on the top stop of the charts thus far, and Cameron really looking competitive down here. Am I seeing drops on the track? No, I'm not.
Your eyes deceive you.
My eyes are deceiving. I think it's time for the glasses.
Or another beer, whichever way.
And I think Eckford will be really happy with that lap of a 1 minute 16.8. Currently stuck in the top 6, but of course there is 4 more drivers that need to set some times. And can Eckford find his way, just getting through into into Q2 by the margins of seconds. Yeah, currently sitting in a comfortable P6 for now.
Sorry about that crack. I was just opening up a cider.
Well, you enjoy that, my friend, as Teddy now makes his way into the final sector for his outlap. The only driver yet to set a time. And I think No Fan Angle will be a little bit disappointed not being able to set a time. You know, you want to get as much time out on track, especially during a full qualifying session, just to get some confidence into that car and get some confidence before the race starts. So without setting a time in Q2, would be a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I talk to Dan all the time. I mean, we're in the admin chat and stuff like that. He's not feeling too confident on this game. I have to say, not like the Dan that we all know.
As Cameron, he decides that it's time for another lap. He wants maximum time out on track before the start of this race. And can he improve on his times? Currently 2/10 behind, exactly 2/10 behind of Don Rubico.
Yeah, but we do have a yellow flag in sector 2, which is a slow car, I believe. Yeah, I think it's just a car getting on the way.
AlphaTauri of Tom Taylor, who does manage to set a time on the board on a 1 minute 16.4, invalidating his last lap. So not the same times he produced down in Q1, but a 1:16.4 I think will see him through comfortably to Q3. As the mistake of as I told you, Wazo now on a set of softs goes into the 1 minute 15s.
What a time from Wazoo there. Teddy Hangy sets a 1:16.8 there, puts him 8th. So we've got a few people at risk here at the moment, including 2 guys running the medium tyres.
And when you look at this, Steve, I mean, look at P7 all the way down to P12, separated by about 1/10 from one another. That's competitive times.
Yeah, it's very competitive times. I mean, we do see this quite a lot in into Tier 1. Well, in fact, we've been seeing it recently over all tiers, competitive times. So it's the league's getting so close at the moment. As Dan pointed out, it's so hard to determine pots and who's in which tier. Like the top 5 of Tier 3 could be in Tier 2 or even Tier 1. Same as the bottom 5 in Tier 1 could be in Tier 3, you know, the league's that close now.
Well, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see competitive driving. You don't want to see drivers running away with the race and, you know, winning by margins of 10, 12 seconds. You want to see wheel-to-wheel action going for it all the way through lap 1 till lap 36. And that's what makes league racing that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have we had a close constructors battle. We went straight down to the last race last season, and I think Tier 2, no, I think it's just Tier 3 had a last minute battle for the championship, but Pink Eye did run away with it last year, and I'm hoping that that's not going to happen this year.
Well, as you can see, he is currently stuck in P13. Currently he's in the bottom 5. He needs to work his way out of the bottom 5, as Scotty and Wazo feels very comfortable with their times. They retired from the session and they will be spectating these lap times. Now, can Pink Eye, defending champion, move his way out of the bottom 5?
Yeah, he's on an outlet now. I am sat on board with Pink Eye at the moment. It's still looking very overcast out there, so will we see some rain?
Sorry, Steve. THX really seems to be comfortable on a set of mediums. He's still doing a run on a medium compound tires.
Yeah, I mean, he's got time to get in and get back out on the softs, but yeah, he must be loving those mediums at the moment. He's not quite in the top 10 though.
Well, if he completes this lap, I don't think he will have time, and he now jumps into the pits. And he's going to have to put a move on because time's running out, about 2 minutes remaining, almost 3 minutes remaining. think my mic or something's not right.
Still having echo problems, or?
Think so.
So we're watching Pink Eye go through Sector 2 at the moment. He's going to purple the middle sector, and he's a second up, which is going to put him a 16-1 at the moment. So how much more can he improve?
We're going to come down around the final sector as he crosses 14 now. Gets down onto the throttle. DRS open. Will it be provisional pole? No.
Almost.
By 2,000ths of a second, he misses out on topping the charts. And that's going to be comfortable and good enough to put him through into Q2, into Q3.
So there's the Pink Eye that we all know.
And I thought there was a little bit of mind games going on. Pink Eye just acting as if he couldn't put on a lap time. And there it is. A 1:15.761. 2,000ths of a second off the pace of the Don.
So we're looking at IF Racing, THX, Bird and Albie, who are all in the drop zone at the moment, so they will all be wanting to try and improve here.
Well, Teddy is going faster by 1/10. What about Valley as he now makes his way out of the second sector? It's a purple sector 2, and Valley is improving by more than half of a second on his time, so his time will improve as well.
And Albie's up half, or almost half a second as well, so Albie's on a flyer.
So these times really now are improving as Valley crosses the finish line. P8 goes to P4, and Albie, as he makes his way down the straight, improving. P14 goes to P7. iRacing will go provisional pole position on a 1:15.6, and that will take some time to beat.
What a time from iRacing there, last minute straight in there.
Cameron goes quicker on a 1:15.6 as well, and THX just by seconds crossing the line, and he starts his flyer. So he's in the bottom 5. The first time he's going out on soft, can he get himself into the top 10? Eckford is going quicker by 2/10. He's currently in the bottom 5 as Tom Taylor sets a new fastest lap of a 1:15.6. Can Eckford move himself out of the bottom 5 into 14 now? DRS opens. He's in P12. He goes P10.
So he's just managed to squeeze himself in there. That's for Dusk, Teddy, Hanky, Bird, and well, that'll be Guest and Bird out because they've got a checkered flag. So it's down to the next 3.
Well, I think on this pace, it seems as though THX is going to outqualify Eckford. Let's see. He's safe for now. He crosses the line. He will go quicker.
No, he doesn't.
No, he won't.
12.
He won't. Eckford is going through.
Not quite yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Just managed to do it.
Albie knocks him out of qualifying.
So Dust managed to go from behind him up to 8th with that time.
Albie in that Alpine knocks Eckford into the bottom 5, and that's Eckford's qualifying over. But once again, just like he did in Q1, Tom Taylor tops the charts on a 1:15.6. What an incredible time from him that was. So Steve, there you have it, your top 10 that will be going into Q3. It's Tom Taylor topping the charts once more, out-qualifying Cameron by 15/100ths of a second, and only 7/100ths of a second down the road is going to be F Racing. Less than a 10th separates your top 5 with Wazzo on a 1:15.8, followed by Valley, Duxter, Scotty and Albie rounding off the top 10.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. But I mean, if you look down now to 12th, they're separated by less than a second from first to 12. I mean,
that is remarkable. And Eckford being outqualified by Albie by 1/100th of a second.
That could be like a split second not getting on the throttle out of a corner. Like,
and now we will have the pre-show before the main event, because it will now be Q3. And Steve, any predictions who you think would line up on the front row of this grid?
See, I don't know. They're blowing it out, aren't they? I reckon Pink Eye's still got something in his bag. I would say Pink Eye, and then I'll probably go Tom Taylor, followed by Cameron Porter.
And I couldn't agree with you more. And I think that would be joining Cameron Porter on the second row of the grid. I think the Don's got the pace to put his car there. But we've seen Wazza with some good pace, and now he has two new fresh sets of mediums to his disposal, softs. So if he really needs to, he can go out twice and try and clinch provisional pole position.
Yeah, I mean, using those mediums has worked out well. I mean, did Tom do 2 runs that last session?
I believe Tom did use a fresh set of softs.
Yes. Yeah. But he did only use 1 in Q1.
He only used the 1 set in Q1. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he went out on the last.
As we have the sun shining now, so the skies is clearing up, so that thought of rain didn't turn.
And with higher track temperatures, these tyres will warm up that a little bit quicker, and we might see these times increasing just by the slightest of margins. Can we see the low 1 minute 15s?
Yeah, I think we'll get in the 15.3, I would say. I don't think we can see the high 14s, but I think a 15.3 would be doable from someone.
Let me just get myself hydrated. And off we go. The stage has been set for Q3.
As Dan says, the forecast is all dry. And he also asks, are you in a cave?
Yeah, I saw he asked if I'm in a cave. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not sure what's going on with the mic. It's the first time it's doing it, but I apologize for that. And off we go.
Yep, so we're getting ready for Cameron Porter with 15.6.
For 15.6, and that is a very good benchmark to set right off the benchmark. And Tom Taylor going in on a 1 minute 15.9 as well, so only 3 tenths down the road from him.
Yeah, Albie's on the out lap. He did get caught on a flying lap. He did get caught in a bit of traffic there from I'm not sure what car that was.
Duxter not with the best lap time that he can produce, only good enough for a 1 minute 16.5, and Valley goes into the 1 minute 15s.
Time for Valley. Albie only managed a 16.8 though. So
and Pink Guy only a 16.3.
I mean, how many of these are running worn softs, do you think?
I think a lot of these drivers are running on a worn set of softs, just saving a brand new set. As the Don has a moment,
he's out as well.
He's out of qualifying, so he'll be starting with his Haas. No, but he did it in the pits. So the Don not going out for quali. And Wazzo still stuck in the pits.
Yeah, Wazzo's still in the pits. I think Don lost it out of turn 1.
Well, that's a very rare mistake from the Don, but we have seen him come back from P10. Maybe he can get back up the order and a potential top 5 finish for him if he can keep it on track. It's going to be narrow, it's going to be difficult, but if it's someone that can do it, it'll definitely be the Don.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we don't know what the race is going to bring, safety cars and even possible red flags this year.
Oh, so red flags are turned on.
Red flags turn on to reduce. Yep, we are testing it. There's no formation lap. There's still a glitch with that, but we are running reduced red flags.
Pink guy goes into the pits, and Steve, we have about 6.5 minutes of qualifying left. Expect to see these drivers slap on the last set of softs that they have to their disposal, and I am predicting the one, like you said, the 1 minute 15.3s, maybe 1 minute 15.2s. I'm really excited to see who's going to put that car for the first time in round 1 on provisional pole position.
Oh, as see how we get very squirrely out of what I believe is turn 5.
Let's see what times he can produce. He's running a little bit low on battery. It's going to be enough to get you to the finish line. And 1 second up on his time, so no improvements there.
No, he's yeah, 1 second down on his time.
Down on his time, sorry.
Yeah, so I'm assuming he's coming in the pits to get a new set of boots on. So it's the waiting game. Who do you reckon is going to be first to break this and get out on track? Again, it's one of those tracks, you know, that last crossing the line is going to have the most advantage with the track evolution.
Yeah, exactly. Track evolution will play into effects down here. And it's also one of the shortest pit stops around the Hungary ring. Drivers only losing in about 17 seconds in the pits. So expect to see those times drop if there is a potential safety car. And how many drivers do you think at the back will opt to start on the hard compound tires?
Or even start on the hards at all. I mean, I believe here you can do a soft medium.
Tire compound is going to be interesting, but we'll see how this one is going to unravel.
Yeah, I mean, this year in this game, the undercut is very powerful, but also fresher tyres are. So if you choose to undercut, you could be vulnerable at the end of the race with someone that stayed out that a little bit longer, as on very slightly fresher tyres than you. So it's the gamble that people are going to have to take. As we've got 4 minutes in the session remaining, and we have one person coming out the pits now.
And that is going to be the Duckster.
Duckster
14, and I believe he is South African.
The Duckster. And good news is we're into Q3 and I haven't sang yet. I don't know if you've ever watched any of my comms, but I do sometimes break out into song. I swear a lot, and I get drunk and I smoke a lot.
Well, my friend, feel free, sing away.
You don't want to hear that, honestly. I've got the worst singing voice in the world.
I can guarantee you it will still be better than some of the artists in today's society.
It's not hard, is it?
No, not at all. As the Duckster now makes his way out of the final bend, going into 13. A very, very short sweeping left, and now the sweeping right off 14. A little bit scared to get onto the throttle too quickly, runs a little bit narrow, not using all the track to his disposal, but he's not going for a flyer. He's warming those tyres up.
He's doing a burn lap, which means that he will have traffic possibly on his flying lap. I thought he was going to get the whole lap there with no traffic, but nope, he's going for a burner. I've never done a burner lap on this game. I don't feel it works. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And, oh, Brett, sorry. Hello, Brett. I've been watching on the other channel. I haven't been watching on my stream. Hello, Brett. And welcome, my friend.
Is that one of your viewers?
Yeah, that's one of my viewers. One of my most loyal friends, Brett. Always on my stream, and I appreciate that, Brett.
Yeah,
Oh, Brett says no echo from me. So I think it's only on yours that I'm echoing.
Oh, I'm not sure how that is. I mean, I have adjusted stuff, so I'm not sure. So right, so we are about to see Duckster start a flying lap, and he's timed it well. He's not going to get any traffic here.
No, he's not. The only driver up the road from him is going to be Albie, but I think he'll get out of the way as soon as Duckster gets close. And he is now flying. So let's see if he can get himself up into the top 5. Time will tell as he now makes his way through 3. Flat out through 4. It's not a purple, and he's already down on his time.
He's down his time, yeah.
400s. He now makes his way into the chicane section. He goes, not the best entry that he wanted into 7 and 8. And I don't think this might be an improvement, Steve. Time will tell. It's all going to come down to the final sector for him.
It will be. Let's see what he does. Sector 2.
Oh,
and
half a second.
Half a second up. So let's see what you can do in the final sector then.
Can he keep it together? He gets a good run out of 13, aggressive on the throttle. Into 14 he goes, runs a little bit narrow. CDR S opens into the 1 minute 15s. Yes, he does. Goes
15.8. P3. What a time from him. So the next across the line we're going to have the
AlphaTauri of Tom, and he goes 115.4. And look at Cameron. He's invalidated.
Yeah,
if racing is going quicker.
Just crashed as well. So Dux just did all that, and he's ended up crashing. Well, IF Racing just went across the line. Now, if it's a pole, with 15.3.
Pole. What's Pink Guy doing?
Pink Guy's purple middle sector.
He goes purple middle sector. We're into the 1 minute 15.3 as you predicted. Now what can the defending world champion do? As he comes out of 14, it's down to him. Is there going to be 1 minute 14s? No, it's going to be good enough for second.
Still 115.3, but your Albie will be the last one to cross the line now.
And he's improving. He is by half a second. Goes to P9.
P9.
So if racing on the opening round takes pole position and only 200ths of a second behind him is Pink Guy, and what a competitor 1, 2, and 3 that is.
That is only 600, 6,000ths.
6/100ths of a second.
Yeah.
And look, it's less than 6 tenths separate the top 9. The Don unfortunately not getting a time in.
No, Dom crashed, didn't he, I believe?
Yeah, into 1 you said.
Yeah.
But so Steve, the stage has been set and we are moments away from those lights going out to start Season 8 Round 1.
We are, and it's about to get excited now, lads.
This one's going to go down to the wire.
It is going down to the wire. There is no safety car on, so... there's no formation lap on, sorry. So everyone remember, because we still have that formation grip. 38 comments in the chat, which ain't too bad for the first season. 39. Let's try and get some more of these comments in. Let's get this chat booming, shall we?
And as you can see, Cameron in chat stating the fact that he got a 15-1. If he didn't invalidate, that definitely would have been good enough for pole position.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda, Cameron. That's all I have to say.
Harsh words, but it is very, very true.
So we're just waiting for everyone to pick their strategy, pick their tyres. Are we going to see 3 different tyres on the grid, do you reckon? Or
I don't think anybody would want to risk a set of soft tyres, you know, because safety cars will play a factor into this game, into this race potentially. So I don't think anybody wants to waste a set of softs. I think we'll see the mediums and the hards.
yeah, I mean, the softs on this game is improved from last game, so
Here we go. As the lights go out, I hope you're ready for this, Steve, because we are racing. And do we have all tyre compounds? Yes, we do. And off we go. And look at Pink Guy getting a beautiful start off the line. And already being challenged by Tom Taylor. They're going into one around the outside. He's if racing. And we have contact.
Is that Tom Taylor we had spinning there? And he is dropping down the section.
Dropping. And the majority of the drivers getting a beautiful line, start off the line. The Ferrari boys challenging each other. Valley runs a little bit wide. Through goes Culpe. The Don dropping 3 positions, almost runs into the back of Brid.
I see No Fandango going around the outside of Tom Taylor, and then Scott is going to follow him through as well. No Fandango on these opening stages is absolutely flying out there.
Oh, we have contact between THX and Eckford, and Valley drops down the order.
That does promote. Oh, and we've got a caution, so we've got a yellow flag out at the moment. But that does
Wazzo drops to the back of the grid.
And Dan has moved himself up into 6th. Tom Taylor's struggling there as he got wing damage. So he comes into the pits.
Yes,
he has got wing damage. He's got no end plate. So
on that end plate on the right-hand side of that AlphaTauri, he goes into the pits, and Pink Guy is leading the Grand Prix. Tom Taylor, having a magnificent qualifying session, goes into the pits with Valley, and Wazzo following them into the pits. Pink Guy leads the race, and Cameron Poulter gets the jump on If Racing, but he sneaks right back around the outside. But through goes Cameron Poulter again, and now If Racing will have the inside, but Cameron Poulter gets a great exit out of 3, and into 4 they go.
Yeah, it's a good battle in here going on between IF and Cameron Porter, as you said. They are not too bad behind Pink Eye, but this battling will help Pink Eye manage to break away slightly.
And Scotty really keeping his nose clean off the line on a set of softs, and he's up into P7, and the Don that was driving in P13 back up into P8.
So I'm going to flick it onto positions a second, gained. So here we go. So the winner at the moment is No Fandango, up 9 places from that start. So
what a great start.
What a great start for him. Kept his nose clean, just kept it going, and then away we go. But the biggest drop we have is Waz with 13 places down, as Cameron Porter says. The fastest lap with a 1:19 flat.
And he's gaining on Pink Guy, but he runs out of straight. It's only a 908-meter run down the main straight. And the second DRS will not be too much of an assistance. Only get you that much closer before you head into 3.
So Scotty then takes the fastest lap with a 1:18. He is on the softs. Now he is approaching his teammate. So are they going to do the teammate thing and switch around? Only time will
tell. They do have 9/10s behind them. Will be the Don, and Scotty will be quicker on their set of softs.
I mean, Dan is really catching Albie in front, but he is rinsing his ERS. Albie's still 95% ERS, where Dan is only on 24%. So Dan is using it to catch. But Dusker there on the hard tyres is starting to make a chain behind him.
THX pressurizing Eckford, who's right on the rear of BDS as well, as BDS gets a slight bad exit and Eckford right on his rear. DRS will be activated by the end of this lap, and Cameron on the rear of Pink Eye. As you see the rear wing going open, he's gaining. Which way will he go? He'll go around the inside, and Pink Eye has to concede the position. And Cameron's leading the Grand Prix.
Cameron Porter, what a move from Cameron Porter. As we've seen, Albie had a bit of a bad exit out of the last corner, which put Dan right on his tail. So is Albie struggling on getting these mediums up to temperature?
No, Fandango is really catching Albie, who's putting pressure on the Duckster, who's already 3.9 seconds off the pace of F Racing, who's now pressurizing Pink Eye, but Pink Eye staying with Cameron. Cameron is limping on battery, Pink Eye still with 92% left.
Yeah, and your IF behind him was 70%, so these guys... These top three, though, they're breaking almost 5 seconds already in front of 4th place.
Duckster is Williams, and as you now see, the Ferraris did swap positions around as Scotty goes through on those set of softs, and now he'll start to put pressure on Albie, who's pressurizing Duckster, and down the main straight we go. Pink Eye will have DRS, but he seems to be a little bit too far back from Cameron. He will run out of straight, and if Racing goes, he will be late on the brakes. No, he won't. It's a 3-way battle for the lead.
That's some good defending there from Pink Eye, though.
Beautiful defending from Pink Eye, just closing the door on the last.
Dan and Scotty has switched positions. Was that an overtake, or was that tactical? Oh, Scotty does lose the back end, but he managed to save it. As Teddy Hankey is out. That is a safety car.
A safety car. So we have safety car number 1, and now will this force Don and Scotty into an earlier pit stop than they would have wanted?
Yeah, I mean, I think these soft tyres are good for, I think, about 12 laps now, instead of, on the last game they're only good for like 6 to 8 laps, but you can do 12 to 16 on them in this game here. So they could pit for the hards and go to the end, risky medium to the end, but they've still got a bit of life in these softs.
And I think Duckster is really sitting pretty on those hards. Yes, he would be slow in the opening stages of this lap, especially around all these slow corners, but you know, he can switch to the mediums or the softs, and he doesn't have to go to the hards like most of the drivers that's running on the mediums.
No, exactly, and we do see... Is that Radico coming in? Radico took a late dive into the pits, so Radico is pitting. But Scotty on his soft stay out. We do have Ozzo sat there, currently in 13th. So a good show from Ozzo. I have to get that out there for the Ozzo band.
And Teddy losing out the first car in Season 8 to retire, as THX gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Oh, that's gutting for THX as well. He's not had the best starts to this race, and that's just made everything just a little bit worse.
Well, just before the safety car came out, he did make the move on Eckford to get himself up into P9. As Wazzo retires from the race.
He retires in the pits, so I'm unsure what he's doing there. But we do have a first pit and quit.
So Valley did go into the pits for a brand new set of parts. We'll be waiting for Valley to rejoin the pack, and I believe we will have one more lap of safety car after this lap, depending on how quickly Valley does catch up to the pack. So lap 6, safety car number 1, and we'll be seeing more safety cars.
So we've got Valley. The safety car has really saved Valley because he did have a spin as well. While the the front three were battling, Valley had a spin at the back, which put him over like a minute behind. So this safety car has saved Valley. It's going to bring him back into the race. Here's someone's Discord. Yeah, I've got my PC on because it's downloading the patch for Diablo, so it's gonna be that. And I'm sat in my racing seat, so I can't reach the speaker. I mean, I could try and chuck an empty beer can at it, I suppose. That might work.
So as we now wait for Valley to join the back of this grid before they go into the final sector, the safety car will be in by the end of this lap, I assume, and we will be back under racing conditions with Cameron leading the back to start lap 8 of the 35.
Well, as Stingray's told me to chuck a beer can at the speakers and turns it off, so here we go. Nope, didn't work. Oh, as Teddy Hankey has DNF.
He left
oh,
the
wait.
session. Yeah, he DNF and caused the safety car. And I will be spectating Pink Eye to see when exactly Cameron will get us back under racing conditions. Scotty on 6 lap all softs. Might still have the grip and the pace, maybe to sneak maybe 1-2 positions on the Duckster that is on those hard compound tires, and we are back under racing conditions. It's Cameron from Pink Eye, from F Racing, from Duckster, from Albi.
Yeah, so good safety car start at the moment. We have Albi on the back of Duckster. Can Duckster get those hard tyres heated up now? He's had 7 laps on them, as we do have a yellow flag.
And after that incident that Tom Taylor had at the start of this race, he's right back into it. He'll start fighting his way up the grid. But he does have a very fast Don in front of him. Up the order we go. And it's Cameron from Pink Eye, from F Racing.
As I'm being told I'm a genius for chucking a beer can at a speaker. Well, you know, I don't see no Nobel Prize, but sign me up for one of those bad boys.
As I go to P11, and it's the Don really putting pressure on Eckford, who's already 1.3 seconds down the road from THX, and the Don is looking to make the move. He's going aggressive. Will he go around the outside into 13? It's so tight and it's so narrow, he's going to have to wait for the main straight. And you can see the Don. He does get a better exit than Eckford, and now it's a sprint down the main straight. He's in the toe, but he will run out of straight. Will he be late on the brakes?
All while they are sucking Tom Taylor through this as well. So Tom Taylor is now going up the inside as the camera angle switches, but Tom Taylor is now going on the outside of Don.
And the John just defends it off. But Taylor right on his rear. And Eckford is being pressurized, but in the meantime, he caught up to THX as well, Eckford. So upping the pace because he's being pressurized.
I think Ozzo's had a little bit of a moment as he's now 4 seconds at the rear of the field. So, but he's the strongest driver. He's holding them all up.
He definitely is. And, you know, it's Valley from Brid, from Tom, from Don, from Eckford, from THX. Slightly up the road will be Colpay, followed by No Dan Angle and Scotty. It's literally a DRS train from P5 all the way down to P14.
It is, but THX will be needing to come inside that to serve that drive-through at any point.
And now he goes into the pits, and Eckford will have DRS. Does he? No, DRS only activated now. As the Don is gaining. He will have to go the long way around.
So
8 for defending for all his might, and here comes Tom.
we can see the Ferraris too are still one behind each other. Dan is putting a bit of pressure on his teammate now, and they have dropped Colby a little bit.
It's going to be two abreast going at it into 5. Tom
Was a bit
Taylor,
of slight
2
contact.
positions. Tom Taylor, 2 positions in 2 corners. Brilliant driving from him, and Eckford concedes 2 positions. The Don driving in P10.
Great racing for Tom Taylor. He's
Valley gets a 3-second time penalty now.
The guy's just having so much hard luck at the moment, isn't he? Valley was one of his top drivers, and then we got, who's that around? That's Valley. So he gets his 3 seconds, and then he has. I'm not sure what's happening because his car's still going. So has he retired himself?
We have a DRS train for the lead. It's Cameron from Pink Eye.
As Dom gets back past Tom Taylor. As Tom Taylor does a switchback, he's going down the outside now. So they are almost side by side going to turn 3, but no, Dom does still keep it.
And Don retakes P9. Tom concedes to P10. Scotty on the rear of Albie as well. Albie
How much life
slightly out of DRS range.
How much life has Scotty got left in these tyres? At what point is he going to have to let no Fandangle through?
I think that if he can't get past Albie in the next lap or so, he's gonna have to let his teammate go through, because those softs will run out of life, and those mediums should be reaching the peak of their life now.
As we're following this battle, absolutely lovely helicopter view we had there. As we got Dom right on the back of Colby, he's managed to catch up with Colby quick.
And look at the exits that Pink Guy's now going to get out of 14. He's right on the rear of Cameron. Is this the move for the lead now? He's not using too much battery.
No, but IF is going to battle this as well.
Oh!
IF is going down the inside.
It's 2 abreast going into 3. Pink Guy has the inside now. If Racing will have the inside, and Racing goes into P2.
What a good battle that they're having there, as Scotty and Albie's fighting further back as well. Pink Eye does take it back though.
Aggressive and brave from Pink Eye. Into 4, getting back up into P2.
Some great racing throughout the field here. It's almost hard to watch. I mean, we got the battle at the front for the 3. We got 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th battling each other. Don Radico will be coming into this battle soon. So if Scotty's going to let Dan through, he needs to do it now and be a rear gunner.
He's gonna have to do it, because I think that No Dan Angle is going to lose out on some times, because those mediums will be better than those softs at this time of the Grand Prix. Runs a little bit wide, and I don't think Scotty will make it too difficult for his teammate. Will he? Because Albie is out of DRS range.
TXX, after that drive-through as well, has just got a 3-second penalty.
Here goes Scotty. He goes around the inside, and he sneaks the position, and he will have the assistance of DRS as well. And he concedes, but it's a fight back from Albie.
Albie's not going to get that back, so Scotty does make it up. Tom Taylor has pitted. So Tom Taylor's dropping back down the thing. Will no Fandango be able to get past as well? He's now getting the pressure, real pressure from Don Rabico behind him. Don Rabico is on fresher tyres.
Scotty doing a very good job, and on those 12 lap old soft tyres, they're getting the position on Albie.
Yeah, I mean, these softs are really holding up. I reckon, yeah, it's going to be about lap 16 before he needs to pit for them. But, I mean, look at this. Don Radico on the hard tyres. Yes, they're newer. But right on the back of Dan, putting a lot of pressure on Dan now. Is Dan going to be able to...
And while all of that went on, Pink Eye... Oh yeah, he got through on F Racing through turn 4. And now F Racing out of DRS range and Pink Eye closing in on Cameron once more.
So we're going to see DRS down the straight. Will Radico get Dan now?
It seems as though he's going to do it. Will he break the toe? He goes around the inside. He's later on the brakes, and he does take the position. But now, no Dan will come back at him with DRS of his own.
And they were side by side going into turn 2.
Oh, later on the brakes is
Late on
the
the brakes.
Dan, is the Don.
Dan's
Got the
managed to
inside
fight this
contact.
off. What good racing here.
And off
Bird
goes
to spin.
Bird.
So Bird tried to make it a three-way battle there and loses out big time. But Dan still keeps Radico behind him. So good battling from Dan there.
And I'm not too sure about the penalty systems, but Bird did reset the track there, I believe.
If he was beached, he can reset the track. If he's not beached, it will be a penalty. So
riding all the way down, a long way down in P13 with Ozzo.
We almost saw Radico hit the back of Dan then. As Scotty comes into the pits, so that has released these guys. Dan will get DRS, but I think so has Albie. No, Albie hasn't.
Albie does have DRS.
He does. So Scotty gave Albie DRS there, so that doesn't help Dan at all. He's still under this pressure from Radico. So maybe next lap we're looking to see if Dan makes a move on Albie. Dan takes a very wide line there. I see Pink Eye's getting ever closer to Cameron Porter now.
He is getting ever closer, and he's still on 87% battery to his disposal, and Cameron will be limping because he's only on 35%.
Yeah, IF Racing's dropped back a little bit out of this, so that's letting Pink Eye attack. Cameron Porter needs to back Pink Eye into IF so they can racing again, and Pink Eye can maybe get away from it.
It's Albie from No Fandangle, from the Don, and Albie will now be extremely vulnerable. He's 4 seconds down the road from Duxter, and now down the main straight, I believe that Dan will get in.
Yeah, so I'm running on board with Pink Eye at the moment because there's 2 battles going on here and we don't know which one to watch at the moment. They're both fantastic battles, but Pink Eye is getting closer. He doesn't make the move here. He's going to line them up though. Into turn 2 maybe.
Straight. Here comes the Don. Oh, it's going to be 3. It's going to be 2. The Don just backs out, and Dan.
Oh, Dan loses the back end.
He loses it.
He takes a tighter line than the back end goes.
He concedes 3 positions as Eggford comes through, and Dan returns in P8, and the Don now pressurizing Albie.
So yeah, so Dan compromised there on the far tighter line, which did make the back end kick out. And I have found that on turn 1. You take that tight line, the back end kicks out. It's not nice. IF Racing though, look, he's re-engaged into that front battle.
Well, he really upped the pace because he was about 1.4 seconds down the road out of DRS, right back in it, and Pink Eye almost with 100% battery. I think the move is coming right about now.
Yeah, we've got that move, but we've also got this Radico move on Albie, and I think it's going to be now. No, well, Radico got a bit squirrely at the back, but he's managed to get straight back onto the back of him. So he has got the DRS open. Will he make it into turn 1 or turn 2? Albie did go defensive. That gives Radico the outside line, which is the preferable line here. He should drive right around the outside, open DRS, and get the move done.
And he does. Donning up into P5.
So yeah, so that's a mistake from Albie there, giving him the outside line, because the outside line into turn 1 is always going to be the best line. Not on all tracks, but on this track particularly, it is. And Spain outside line is absolutely awesome.
It definitely is, as we now go almost into Sector 3, and Pink Eye is still only 3 tenths behind Cameron, but down the main straight going into 1, Cameron just positioned that car so beautifully and just prevented Pink Eye from getting the position on him.
So Dan's right on the back of
as Cameron goes into
again.
the pit, that unleashes Pink Eye, and if racing will now be hunting down Pink Eye. But as you stated, the undercut is so powerful, and how long will it be before Pink Eye and if racing goes into the pits?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it can be as powerful as 3 seconds on certain tracks as undercut. As we've got Albie into the pits as well.
Where will Cameron rejoin this race? Through goes Kelly. Where's Bird? Bird slightly goes through. Will he doesn't challenge Cameron, and Cameron rejoins this race in P8.
So it is a medium-hard strategy for Cameron Porter. And looking at the laps, I think that is the strategy for most cars. IF Racing has dropped back to over a second though. He is struggling here at the moment.
I think Pink Eye is depleting battery. Oh, he has wheel spin. He has a moment. Back into DRS he goes.
Well, Pink Eye's going to be gut over that. I think he's on an in lap and he's pushing hard. I think he's pushed a bit too hard. And we do see him come into the pit. So yes, he was on an in lap.
And racing decides to stay out. So let's see. Where is Cameron? Cameron is now stuck and losing time behind Colpe as Pink Eye goes into the pits.
So we will watch Cameron Porter. Cameron Porter's going to line up Colpe now.
Pink Eye is leaving the pit lane right about now. Porter is gaining on him. He now crosses the line. He's allowed to accelerate. There's Porter. He gets the position on Pink Eye.
But that puts 2 cars in between himself and Pink Eye. So, yes, Cameron Porter got a bit held up, so the overcut wasn't so powerful maybe. But that is going to leave Pink Eye... Oh, Pink Eye gets past Colpe quite quick. So at least 1 car between the 2.
And Tom Taylor back up into P6 as well. So I think that IF Racing needs to come into the pits at the end of this lap now.
So yeah, so Cameron Porter doing well there. So IF Racing, we will be watching to see if he pits in a minute. He's now come around the final second last corner, and he does come into pits. So this is, we'll be seeing 2 laps later than Cameron Porter. So he's going for the overcut.
He will get through, and Pink Eye is still being kept up by Tom Taylor on 7 lap of mediums at the moment, and IF Racing only gets a new set of mediums now. Comes out of the pits, and where's Pink Eye? Making his way down the main straight. Will he sneak the position? Yes, he will.
So the undercut from Cameron Porter to Tom Taylor. No, not Tom Taylor, was it? IF Racing is... Where are we? We are 1, 2, 2.5... 3 seconds undercut. So the undercut there was 3 seconds for for Cameron Porter to IF Racing.
And that is powerful, and he needs to get past Tom Taylor as soon as possible, because he will lose out on time. He will be quicker than Tom Taylor on those new hards, but around these tight bends, with Tom Taylor defending, he will lose out on time.
Yeah, exactly, and all the while, you've got Pink Eye that did get past, so this is going to be putting Pink Eye to catch Cameron, who's second behind. He's now dropped into the second. So, I mean, the 2 leaders will need to pit.
And now if Racing will have the main straight, and now he will make use of DRS to get past Tom Taylor as Pink Guy slots in a new fastest lap. And Tom Taylor and if Racing finally gets past Tom Taylor, and here comes
Scott is going through as well.
He takes the position.
So Tom Taylor loses 2 places there with that battle.
But he's going to come back around the outside? No. And Scotty has much better grip.
So Scott is doing well there. Then he's up quite a few places as well. So that's quite good. Oh, we've got 14 laps of this race left. Still 14 drivers.
Did decide to put for a brand new set of mediums. Now putting the pressure on Dan.
Still got Colby there and Duckstar, 20 lap old hards.
As the Don goes wheel to wheel with Cameron Porter now. Cameron trying to get around the inside of him, and the Don is fighting him off. And yes, Pink Eye right on his rear now.
Pink Eye's going to jump in this, but this is the power of old tyres versus new tyres. As I said before, yes, the undercut is better, but the amount of grip you have on new tyres on this game over old tyres is phenomenal. And you're seeing this right here as Cameron Porter does make it past Radico, and Pink Eye tries to do it as well, but he doesn't manage to make it through. They're side by side. Pink Eye makes it through wide, getting into turn 1. He does get around the outside at the moment. And makes it through as well? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. So, yes, Dom Radico losing 2 places there. But the power...
And now it's question time for the Don. When will he go into pits? Because I believe at this stage of the race, he can go onto that set of soft tyres.
Yes, well, we've seen the soft tyres do 14 laps on Scotty, I believe. So... yeah, Radico coming now, jump on the softs, and then blast back through. And we're seeing the extra grip, the new tyres. He's going to have a good 4 or 5 laps of far fresher tyres than anyone else. But so is Colby.
In this stage of the race, we do have certain caps out in the field at the moment. The closest battle out on track at the back would be Dan on Eckford.
As Pink Eye takes Cameron Porter.
But Porter's going to come right back at him right now. Before they even go into turn 1, he'll be a car length ahead, and he retakes the lead of this race.
Was that a tactical overtake there for Cameron Porter? Did he let Pink Eye go past him, so he got DRS?
Well, Cameron Porter was... as they go wheel to wheel again. Well, he was dumping ERS all the way, and Pink Eye not fighting the position too much, and both of them limping on battery. I think these two will be exchanging positions now with the assistance of DRS as long as they can stay with each other, because both limping on battery.
Yeah, they're both in the very low batteries at the moment, both fighting similar age tyres. This is a great battle for opening season. This is. Colby did pit, and he's now out on the mediums instead of softs. So why did Colby go to the mediums? Maybe he didn't have a set of softs bought through.
Maybe only a used set of softs, not wanting to risk it.
No, because Colby went out in the Q1, so Colby would have had a fresh set of softs. Is that a mistake from Colby?
Well, the soft tyres did last for 14 laps. Of course, there was a safety car for 3 laps. Maybe not wanting to risk the softs, and here comes If Racing on the Don, and he gets right back into it.
IF Racing has now got past Dom, but he's 3 seconds adrift of Cameron Porter, 2.5 adrift of Pink Eye. So the overcut was really bad here for IF Racing.
The Duckster finally decided that he went into the pits 2 laps ago. He now has clear air ahead of him, and 7 seconds up the road from him is Tom Taylor on 12 lap old medium. So expect Duckster to be flying at this stage of the Grand Prix. 11 laps remaining.
So 11 laps remaining. How are we looking? What are we thinking of a podium here?
I definitely believe that Cameron, Pinkeye, and If Racing will be on the podiums. If the Don pits now, he will be about 16, 17, 18 seconds down the leaders. And is that enough time, even on a set of softs, to get back into the podiums? I think not.
I don't think it's enough time, but we have got Scotty not far behind this pack now. As we have got an instant between two cars at the back. It looks like Bird and THX, is it?
And it's going to be THX.
Yeah, THX and Bird, I think that's how they're coming together. They've both still got their wings attached, but they were both together. Tom Taylor does pit now.
And a new set of softs does go onto that car. And will that be enough to get him back into the top 5? Time will tell. I believe this will be a top 5 finish at best, maybe. You know, for Tom Taylor. 10 laps remaining. Can you do it?
As Ozzo gets a 3-second penalty, so Ozzo's not having a good race there at the back. As Albie gets 3-second penalty.
And Cameron. Cameron as well.
Cameron Porter, that's really going to punish Cameron Porter, that is.
It is going to punish, because now Pinkeye, all he needs to do is just stay behind him, and even if Cameron finishes P1 on track, Pinkeye will take a race win. But, you know, what if Racing catches up as well? That means a potential P1 could drop to a potential P3.
Well, and this is the thing, Scotty is not far behind this. If Scotty keeps it clear and gets within that 3 seconds, Cameron Porter could drop down to P4.
He could.
We can't rule Scotty out here. He's on 11 lap old mediums. They're still good.
Do you think the Don is going to go to the end of this race on the set of hards?
I mean, I believe he has pitted already, so let's have a...
He has pitted.
He has pitted. So yeah, so everyone has made... Oh, Tom Taylor's made 3 stops. Bloody hell. Yeah, so very much so. He could go to the end on these tyres. But he's getting a lot of pressure from Scotty at the moment. That Ferrari is really hunting him down. The Ferrari strategies today have actually worked for once. No!
Oh, Scotty runs wide. Oh, no. Is that just a glitch?
I think that's just lag. Yeah, it's just really bad lag. I was riding on board with that as well. I was like, whoa! But no, I think it's just lag. So I've gone back on with Don. Let's see how these guys go. Because they are coming around the final few corners now.
As down the main straight we go, Pinkeye has been harvesting some battery. He's gaining on Cameron, but I don't think he's going to be going for the move. He knows Cameron's got that 3-second penalty.
Yeah, I mean, is it worth battling? Is it? Yeah, he's got that penalty. You might as well stick behind. Get your EOS recharged back up using his DRS. I mean,
he's got the time to do it, as Tom Taylor gets the fastest lap of the race at 1:17.3, and he's closing the gap now on Dan.
So Dan was having a good race there until he had that little bit of a back end kick out, and he's just leveled out there in P9. I mean, he was battling his teammate before all this happened. But his teammate Scott is really putting the pressure on Radico at the moment. But I hope you're good at interviews, because we've got to invite the top 3 into the party chat after this for interviews.
Well, we will certainly do that, as Pinkeye makes the move on Cameron Poulter right about now, and he goes back up into P1, but Poulter wants to fight this one back. He will not have DRS, and Pinkeye comfortably back up into the lead of this race now, and F Racing right on their rear as well. The Don will be looking to go the distance on these hard compound tires, but Scotty right on his rear, and we have contact. As Scotty goes into the barriers, massive damage to the side pods and the wing of Scotty.
Yes, so I was unlucky for Scotty, a bit of lag there, and then it all went bizarre. So Scotty is going to be out of this now. He's going to need to
He
pit
definitely
for...
will, because the end plate...
Cameron Porter's out! Cameron Porter's just doing Cameron Porter things, and that is a late safety car in this. So Cameron Porter has lost it, has brought out the safety car. Will people jump in the pits for, you know, softs on, head off?
You will definitely see people jumping into the pits,
THX.
and the Don is right back into this race. The Don is back into this race. Cameron Porter running, leading this Grand Prix for how many laps is out of this Grand Prix. As you see Pink Eye into the pits.
Yeah, Pink Eye being in the pits. Don can get in the pits here, get back out in front of Scotty. But this has helped Scotty. This helps Scotty big time.
It does help Scotty because he needs a new front wing on that Ferrari. But I do believe there's damage on the underfloor of that car. He really went into the barriers, ripping side pods hard into the barriers. And will this affect him on the race restart?
As we see, Duckster is about to take the lead of this race.
And he stays out on those mediums. Now this will compromise him because the people on these softs will be blistering quick, and Eckford also opts for track position.
Yeah, I mean, the power of fresh tyres here, it makes no sense to stay out. It really doesn't. This new game is completely changed the way these tyres are. So the ones that opted to stay out, like Tom Taylor, Bird, Duckster, Eckford, they're gonna suffer.
And I do think this was a mistake. It was a mistake. Eckford not to pit because everybody went to the pit. It was a free pit stop irrespective. And this will, I think it will compromise their race.
I mean, Cameron Porter's put up a good race for him to crash out. Like, he must be absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted.
I didn't see what happened. Did you manage to catch that incident?
No, I didn't. I just saw him start dropping down. And I was like, he's out. He's gone. But we did see
down at the Hungaroring a late safety car and new softs for almost every driver.
Yeah, exactly. But we did see THX get another drive-through. So that is really going to affect THX.
Well, you need to keep the delta positive or you will have a drive-through penalty, and that will ruin his race. He will not have enough time to get back into this after saving that drive-through.
No, but we do reward points down to 15th, so he will get something for his troubles.
Oh. Points for P1, it will be?
25. So we run the same as the Superbikes points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It just brings all the fighting, all the field, like, close together. It's a good way of doing it, to be fair.
Well, it really makes things interesting, especially for people battling out for the last points in P15.
Yeah, it gives you something to fight for, even if you're back of the grid. Which is why we did it. We brought it in season 4 or 5, I believe. We switched the points over.
Well, it's now going to be a sprint to the finish. And with Cameron, with a 3-second time penalty, we might see him drop to the back.
Cameron's out.
Oh, Cameron's out, sorry. Cameron's out. My mistake.
He's the one that brought this up. Safety car's in this lap. Safety car is in this lap. So Pink Eye is going to be the lead car here. He will have IF Racing. We've seen some good battles between these two. I think we get 2 laps before the DRS will be open. We have 5 laps left in this race. It's been a
Yes.
it's been a good race.
As you can see, IF Racing is really on the back of Pink Eye. He doesn't want to be caught napping, and away we go once more. It's Pink Eye from Racing, from Duckster, and already trying to make the move is going to be Eckford and the Don, almost going side by side, and the Don will have much better grip going into one. As he does, he sneaks the position even before they get into one.
Yeah, and I managed to hit my PS button and come come off the picture, so no one saw that. But yes, we did see IF Racing trying to make a move as well. We saw Duckster, but look at Radico. Eckford is dropping down. Taylor's managed to get up. Don is racing through at the moment. Don is right in the back of Duckster, so he's going to be looking for this third place. And can he be challenging for first place? It depends how quick he can get past him.
He's gonna have to get past Duckster first because he is slowing him down, and Duckster already 1.7, 1.8 seconds off the lead already. Don needs to get a move on and try and get past Duckster because now he's defending for all his might. It's wheel-to-wheel battle, and Don just backs out. Also gets another 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, we see Colby and also get a time penalty as we see Don almost touch the back of thing as Taylor's trying to go through as well.
And now it's going to be a run down the straight.
And that's Albie out.
Albie's out.
Albie's crashed out. And there's another safety car.
So Steve, that means we will literally have one lap of racing when the safety car comes in.
And that safety car's feeded out into a real bad place as well.
It definitely is. So everybody will pass the safety car. We will catch up to the grid for lap 33, go around for lap 34, and have one lap of racing.
No doubt no Fandango had flashbacks from seeing that safety car pull across the track as he was leading the race in season 6, I believe. Safety car came out, he didn't spot it and drove straight into the back of it. So he would have been having nasty flashbacks there.
And Duckster on the race restart still managing to keep P3.
Yeah, but how long for?
Don for all his might on those 10-lap old mediums. We're about to start lap 33 now. We will have one lap behind the safety car. And then there will be no more interruptions.
We hope. We don't know what Cody's have in store for us. See, this is the problem. Cameron Porter just commented back and clipped the sausage curve on the exit of the chicane, and he went around. So that's what happened to Cameron. See, but this is where the red flag should have kicked in. They should have red flagged this.
I agree. They should have red flagged the session and give us at least 4 laps of racing.
How's it go? No, Mikey, no! It's so unfair.
So, Steve, do you think Duckster will be able to keep the Don behind him for 2 laps?
No, I reckon Don. I reckon it's gonna be hard to keep Don behind him off the restart. If I'm completely honest, the softs have got so much more grip compared to those mediums.
And he's going to have a really good opportunity, the Don, going into turn 1.
I reckon it'll be turn 1 or turn 2. Don will have him, and Sid car will be coming straight in. So this is backing straight up again, and I don't know where to watch. Do I watch Don? Do I watch the restart? Oh, it's just like, what an end to this race.
I will be spectating from the Don's perspective because I want to see if he manages to get this position into one.
Okay, I will sit on with the Pink Eye and the IF. But as IF is like pushing Pink Eye around at the moment, wanting him to start. And now they go. I can got the rear wing of IF Racing. I can see the battle behind.
Don't throw Tom Perry out because he's already passed. He's going right at it, and the Don sneaks P3. He goes into P3. Duxter runs wide. Through goes Tom Perry. And now Tom trying to make a move with his teammates. Just backs out of it.
So we now have Dom as P3. Taylor is on older tyres, but he will be trying to fight him. But who is going to win this race? As we got Scotty going on the field. What's happened to Scotty? Oh, he's had such a good race as well. That's going to be gutting for the Ferraris.
And Pink Eye does have 71% battery left. Down that main straight, he will be pouring down ERS, and I think Pink Eye's got this in the bag if nothing happens further on in this race.
Yeah, 100%. I reckon, but I reckon Dom's going to put pressure on IF Racing in a minute. Looking at the grid at the moment, the only car that we have two in the top 10 is the AlphaTauri. As Pink Eye sets the fastest lap as 1:17.2.
As THX now serves his drive-through penalty before getting disqualified from the session, he'll drop to the back of the grid, finishing P12 on the last lap. As we have Pink Eye leading by 8 tenths over F Racing, and the Don already 1 second clear from his from Tom.
Yeah, so watching this battle now as Pink Eye is just flying away with it. Dom though getting close to IF Racing. IF Racing is really struggling in these late stages of the Grand Prix.
And the Don is putting pressure, but can he get the position even before they get to the finish line? I don't think so, because it's the tightest and narrowest section of the track, and both of them limping on battery.
And we need to start thinking about drive of the day as well. Oh, Dom.
Pink Eye now goes into the final sector. He turns into 12. He's got a 1.6 second lead. He goes into 14 now. And Steve, he will see the checkered flag wave for him as a race winner. In the first round, he's leading the championship.
With the fastest lap as well. Followed by IF Racing. Dom in third. What a great race from Dom. Tom Taylor. As DRS is now enabled. Stupid game. Duxter. What a great race from Duxter though. Sat there in fifth and that now. Eggford into sixth. No Fandangle seventh. Bird 8th, Colby 9th, and Scotty will bring up the last 10th. So there we go, there's the top 3. We now need to try and think of drive of the day as well. But while we're sorting that out, I need to invite these guys in.
As he makes his way to the top step of the podium, there he is. Pink Eye returning to winning ways for round 1. He's leading the championship. Joining him on the podium, IF Racing and the Don. Well, in my perspective, you know, starting 10th on the grid, you know, fighting it back, I think Don is a potential driver of the day.
Yeah, I mean, cracking drive from him. I'm just trying to find Pink Eye a second on this here. What's the first letters of Pink Eye's thing? C. Is it C?
CPI.
CPI. So is IF Racing joining?
He did join the party check. Yes, he did.
Yep.
Oh, well, there's your final classifications. I mean, Pink Eye starting second on the grid, slotting in P1, leading the championship, takes fastest lap, followed by IF Racing, the Don, starting in P10, gets the final step on the podium, followed by Tom Perry, Duxter, Eckford, No Van Dan. Bird, Colpe, and Scotty rounds up your top 10.
So we are looking for these guys to join us now.
Well, Steve, I gave you my nominee for Driver of the Day, starting P10, managing a podium position. I think my contender for Driver of the Day will definitely be Don.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling the same. He's had a difficult but cracking drive.
I had a lot of action at the back, having a couple of moments and great overtakes at the late stages of the Grand Prix to get himself into the podium positions. And so all comes down to you, but that's definitely my contender for Driver of the Day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with that. That's a good shout. Just waiting to see if these guys are going to join.
Well, we do have IF Racing in the chat, so IF Racing, welcome.
He's got his mic muted at the moment.
Don't know if they're going to join up. And there is a race winner, Pink Guy, joining the party chat.
So waiting for them both to. Oh, Pink Guy's unmuted his mic. No, IF, there. Guys, can you both share your audio in your broadcast settings, please?
Yep, mine's all good.
Alright. You both here?
Yep.
So welcome to the drivers' interviews. We have first place Pink Eye and second place IF Racing. Welcome, lads.
Hello.
Well, what a race you guys had. Battling from the start, Cameron Porter, battling each other, Cameron goes out, still fighting to the end, Radico joins you in the end. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, it was pretty sweaty, to be fair. I don't think I had the pace to win that. Cameron was quite fast until he spun.
So Pink Guy, run us through your qualifying sessions there, Q1. Were you playing a little bit of mind games with your high minute, 1 minute 16s? I mean, just playing mind games with...
No, that was my pace at the time.
Well, that really took a very good turnaround. And when Cameron got his 3-second time penalty, what was the strategy after that?
He got a 3 second. I didn't even notice he had a 3 second. I was too focused on him. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, either way, whenever someone gets a time penalty, I'm not thinking about it, because it could get removed after.
Yeah, but other than that, congratulations on the race win, leading the championship, defending world champion. And how do you feel about leading the world championships?
It's pretty usual in here now, isn't it? No, it's pretty good. I didn't expect to come in and win straight off the bat. High downforce ain't really suiting me on this game, so to do a performance like that in round one, it's pretty good.
Yeah, in 2022, you ran very low wings all the time, didn't you?
Yeah.
You finding the setups a lot different, or?
There's a lot. It is a lot higher wing on this game. Suspension is still crucial. I'll probably put some more stuff in that setup chat. But yeah, setups are slightly different, but not overly dramatic changes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm finding that like having tow helps as well this season, where
Yeah.
all the other games you just never tow at all.
No. I tend to find increasing the tow and decreasing the camber for my style anyway. I like a bit of understeer mid-corner, so having that, whereas the initial bite, washes out because there's not enough camber. It's how I drive it.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Well, now starting P2 on the grid, slotting in a race win and getting fastest lap of the race. Congratulations, Pink Eye, on your race win, and hopefully we'll see some more of that in round 2.
Thank you.
IF, you there?
Congratulations from my side.
I don't know if IF can hear us. Hello? Well, I think we've got a bit of technical... Yeah, there's a bit of technical difficulties. He's definitely in the party. He's unmuted it. Let's turn him right up.
Hello?
Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the winners' interviews.
Thanks.
Great race there. Second place for yourself.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
How did you find the battling with Pink Eye?
Yeah, it was nice and clean, to be fair. But, just didn't quite have the pace at the end to keep up with him.
No, you started coming under a bit of pressure there from Don behind you, didn't you?
Yeah. I don't think the overcut didn't really work, but...
No, the overcut on this game is quite bad. The undercut is really powerful, but then fresher tyres is also more powerful. So it's like, if the safety cars didn't come out, you might have been better near the end.
Yeah.
How do you sum
I
up?
think I wasn't really that bad on the hard tyres. I just kept, after I pitted, I just kept stuck behind people, so it was holding me up.
Yeah, you did come out in a bit of track after your pit stop. How did you sum up your qualifying?
Yeah, I think the qualifying was quite good. Didn't really expect to get pole position, but managed to pull it out of the bag.
And go through the start. I think you bogged down a little bit there, didn't you?
Yeah, I was just stuck in first gear and wheels spinning like crazy. But
Oh, well, getting a slow start off the line, Pink Eye sneaking this position in P1, but it was great battles between you and Pink Eye, and a very solid second performance. So congratulations on second place, and hopefully to see you returning to winning ways soon within season 8. Congratulations, good race from you.
yes, thank you, boys.
Do you think you can take the championship battle to Pink Eye this year?
It depends if he keeps sandbagging, to be honest. But, yeah.
Well, you've heard it there. What do you think of Cameron Porter's battles? And bit of a shame near the end.
Yeah, because I was closing in on him. I was about 1.5, and then after the chicane bit, he dropped it on the sausage curb. So up till then, he was doing really good defending from Pink Eye. Yeah.
Was you secretly happy when he DNF'd?
I was not really expecting it, to be honest, but yeah, I guess.
Any you got any predictions for next race?
Probably pink eye win again.
What
We'll
have we
just see what
got?
happens.
What'd you say about that pink eye?
It was Belgium next. I'm not very good at Belgium. Pink eye DNF. You never know.
Could be the first. Would that be the first?
Might be. Definitely possible.
I think anything is possible in Spa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but once again, Pink Eye, congratulations on winning the season opener. IF Racing getting a very solid P2. Great competitive racing from you guys, and yeah, we hope to see much more of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you both for joining us. I'll let you
That's
guys
all
get
right.
off now.
Yep. See you lads in a bit.
See you lads in a bit.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers. See you next week.
Yeah, bye.
Well, Steve, it really has been a pleasure. Great job from you tonight. Some marvelous qualifying, some beautiful racing shown out there on track. It's sad for Cameron Poulter that he had to DNF. He was definitely in contention for a potential race win. P2, P3, definitely podium was on the cards, but yeah, just not his day today, and he's going to have to return in Belgium and try and get on the top step of that podium.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's been a pleasure doing comms with you, and we've had a good opening race to this season, and hopefully we'll get plenty more. I mean, CDR's going into season 8 strong, which is really good to see.
I have no doubt that a lot of drivers will be back, with redemption and, trying to get the top spot off that podium. But good job from you tonight, and yeah, it's been a pleasure sharing the box with you, my friend.
Yeah, a good job to yourself as well. You've been really good, and I look forward to next week.
And I will definitely see you next week. All the love from my side to you and the community, and until we meet again.
Yep, till next week. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a pleasure as always having you all there, putting your comments in and watching us along. Your support goes a long way to the stream and the league. So thank you all for that, and we'll see you next week.